What is happening is not a coup d'etat, but a revolution of the people.
It is a national emergency and I hereby proclaim it a curfew nationwide.
Inyong susundin yung order na yan. Lumabas kayo sa bahay ninyo sapagkat itong bayan na ito ay bayan ng malalayang mamamayang Pilipino.
Mr. Marcos has left this country. I guess it seems like we waited for this forever.
Hi everyone, this is me again, the young Grace Narasa, and welcome back to my channel. And if you are interested for historical facts, literary pieces, and our own Philippine culture, then you are in the right track. So for today's video, we are going to learn about the literature after EDSA. When we hear the word EDSA, the first thing that will come up into our mind is all about the revolution that happened in the Epifanio de los Santos Avenue. So what is EDSA revolution, or the People Power Revolution? So there are three reasons why the EDSA revolution was happened. The first one, the assassination of Benigno Simeon Aquino Jr. in the Manila International Airport. And for the second one is the fraud during 1986 snap presidential election. And the third one is because of the decades of oppressive and autocratic rule under the governance of Marcos. The Philippines was praised worldwide in 1986 when the so-called EDSA bloodless revolution erupted, or as what we all know as EDSA People Power Revolution. And also in February 25, 1986, it was marked as the significant event in the Philippines, as it was engraved to the heart and mind of every Filipinos. And also this part of Philippine history give us the strong sense of pride, especially that the other nations had attempted to emulate what we have shown the world, the power of the democracy. The revolution lasted for 4 days, and there were estimated for about 2 to 3 million Filipino civilians that has joined for the revolution. And for it also stated there that it takes about 54 kilometers for all the Filipinos to protest that for Marcos to be eliminated or to be out of his throne. And this the movement fueled by the resistance and oppression of the governance under Marcos, and this tension was started when Benigno Simeon Aquino was being assassinated in the Manila International Airport. Marcos was first declared as president in our country when he defeated Diosdado Macapagal in the presidential election in 1965, and he was being re-elected again when he defeated Sergio Mena in the presidential election in 1969. With all those terms that he reigned in the Philippines, there were a lot of allegations that Marcos manipulate the voting rate so that he would be the one that he would be proclaimed as the winner, or as the president within this country. And during the second term, there were a lot of crimes, or the crime rates increases. A lot of people become poorer and poorer, and the rebellious groups happen to form, like the National Philippine Army, or the NPA, and the Moro Islamic Liberation Front. All of these rebellious groups happen under the Marcos presidency. And in 1973, Marcos was not allowed to run for a candidacy for president.
Yes, that is quite clear. In spite of any result of any constitutional convention, I have no intention of running for a third term. Don't you think that 2 terms is enough for any man?
So because of this, through the proclamation of 1081, or the declaration of martial law, Marcos put the whole nations under the batas militar or martial law. He reasoned out that why he do such thing or declaring martial law is because to control the crimes or a lot of issues and conflict within this country. But in fact, Marcos do such thing for him to have full control the nation. And when the Philippines was under the batas militar or the martial law, Marcos abolished or banned or crash out those speech or freedom of speech or any media establishment that he think might be threat for his governance. Marcos has immediate order to arrest all those people who are a big opponent where he is in the position, and among those people that was being arrested is Benigno Simeon Aquino. And as it goes on, Benigno Aquino went to United States for consultant for his health. When he got home here in the Philippines, he was being assassinated in the Manila International Airport, and now it was being called as the Ninoy Aquino International Airport, as it was being named after him. And after that, Benigno Simeon Aquino was being assassinated in the airport, and the tension began to start like before the Filipino citizen has just endured the pain or has just endured the suffering under his governance. But since it was started, since the killing or the assassination happened, all the Filipinos mind and heart was open, like this is not good, this is what we expected under his governance. So there the revolution started, and the revolution worked together, and then it was led by the Marcos by Simeon Aquino's widow, which is Cory Aquino. Then after the long process, they have success to make Marcos out of his throne, and fortunately Cory Aquino was and replaced his throne and being as a president in the country, or he or she is the first woman as a president in the country. It's really sad to think that we as young generation, we doesn't really understand why that revolution happened, or what is the reason why people commit those kind of effort just to give or to have the right that we are looking for to have. But in fact, we, the young generation, we just what we know is that the revolution happened in that exact date, and we just gonna celebrate that when there is a holiday, just to give an honor about the sacrifices and effort for that revolution. But if we admit it or not, we need to know more why it happened, so that we as the new leaders for our country, we need to be fully mindful for our actions. Because after that EDSA revolution, they think that if Marcos is already out in the position, there would be fairness in everything. But in fact, not just a month after Marcos out of his position, there is a massacre, or there were a rally happened, and the Menjola massacre happened, which is already under the administration. And to be I think that all those people that has been massacred and they are farmers, and how can Cory doesn't give defense for them, justice for the people die for that Menjola massacre. And there are also many allegations that they said that it's better to have the administration of Marcos than the administration of Cory Aquino, because when Cory Aquino's administration already took over, then the economic rate or the economic status of the Philippines begins to decrease. All of the farmers expected to have the land reform, specifically that Cory Aquino is a daughter of a haciendero. Then Cory should have her heart to the farmers. And soon after that, Laurel resigned for his position. Then all those people, big people like Sergio Esmenia, Juan Ponce Enrile, who helped Cory Aquino to against Marcos, like at the end of the day, they have their codita, like out of the communion, like maybe they think like we cannot really tell because there are different side story of the revolution. We don't know what is the agenda or what is the really main purpose of Cory, why he do such a thing. Since we were just elementary and high school and until now college, its revolution was taught to us. Then how come that in the side of Marcos, there are there are too much bad things or bad doings that happened in his administration, and how come in the side of Cory Aquino's administration everything was just chill out, everything was just fine, like there is no so much information about what happened after what happened when Cory Aquino took over already the position. We cannot it's very ironic that there should be a fairness in a fairness, like we should not just think about how bad martial law is, we also look for its benefits. But of course martial law is not a good seasons that happen here in our country, and there are a lot of people suffer of that. And for the literary pieces that we're going to talk about under the literary after EDSA is the story entitled The Execution, written by the Filipino Chinese author named Charles Sun Ong. And Charles Sun Ong is a multi-awarded fictionist writer, and he owned a lot of awards. Like most of his work always focus on the movement and the happenings under the martial law. So The Execution, it is a story about a Chinese Filipino happy family. So it was just being broke apart, or there was just a big distance within the family when the martial law happened. So first, the reason why it happened is that because this Lim Bianso, or the main character of the story, has a best friend or close friend named Ganso. So Ganso was being perceived and persecuted that he committed dark businesses like drugs or any type of dark businesses. Then Lim Bianso get worried about what happened to his close friend, and he want to help his close friends, but his wife or his fiance always keep saying that you need to keep silent, like you need to keep silent if you want our children to be saved, then you just need to keep silent because in the martial law there was a line of tekyu there, that one of the character that's like he said that if you want to be saved, do not oppress. If you want to be saved, you need to keep silence. And that is the line that really touched me, because in the martial law suffer from injustice, no fair, like there was no freedom, like justice is very hard to get, like everything that the Filipino deserve to have is like it was like just like in the wind that you cannot have it. And Mario's father, or Lim Bianso, witnessed how his friend died, and that one after that Lim Bianso didn't forget what happened to his friend. So Lim Bianso suffer for the memories, like everything what happened there, like until for such many years he suffered about what happened, because before Ganso was gonna be persecuted, he asked a lot of his friends, a lot of his co-businesses to help a lot of co-Chinese merchant or businesswoman. He asked for their help, but they insisted that no, we should keep silence for us to be safe, because if we're gonna make a move to be opposed as an opponent about the martial law, then all of our family will be also in danger. So that would be very hard for Lim Bianso to take all the pain, like he did not, like he cannot do anything. What most being painful for Mario's father, or Lim Bianso, is that why there is no right, why there is no justice, why they just get what they think that, oh, you do something bad, like that. Like when they think that you do something bad, then they're gonna get you immediately. Like no much no talking, like no explanation. You have no words to defend yourself, like you have no rights to prove that you are innocent. And as what I have learned from this story is that real friends can be measured with all the adversities or problems that you might experience. True friends must be in better or for worse. You should never leave your friends just hang in there like you have nothing to do. At least if you cannot fix the problem, you try to do your best to fix and help that problems. And another lesson that I have got from the story is that you need to fight for your justice, for the justice that you deserve. Like you should not just keep in silence there in the side, like you're just gonna wait for a hero to break all this mess up within that country, and you wake up like everything is fine. But you yourself as a citizen within that country, you need to fix yourself. You need to give concern to all the citizens and to all the rights that you deserve to get. We live in a democratic country where we have a right to choose who we wanted to rule within this country or here in the Philippines. So there is a democracy for us to choose the person who is right. Like we can feel that he's the right one to rule over us. And also, if the democratic country was being abused by the one we elected, then democracy has a power to eliminate who is not perfect for the position. And we have the right to voice out, and we have the right to find justice, and we have the right to raise our voice for other people. And that would be all, and have a nice day.